Okay, bro, welcome back. It's very sunny Friday. Barcelona won La Liga, so we are definitely vibing, you know what I'm saying? But let's leave that aside, bro. Today we are going to talk about this new concept, which was actually introduced in 2019, but it's absolutely booming everywhere, bro. It's especially in America, it's going absolutely bonkers. Okay, everyone is using this concept, which is actually called buy now pay later program. Okay, it's another way of financing your purchases, but actually it's just another additional way of matrix be able to milk you. Okay, now I don't want to make sound like I'm hater of Klarna particularly, but Klarna is just an example of one company that uses buy now pay later services. Okay, so let's go, bro. Basically, who I am, my name is Yasha, and I help people increase cash flow while reducing the risk when they are investing. If this is something interesting for you, bro, then click the first link in the description for more details. But now let's go straight into the topic. Let's go deep down into the topic, okay? Okay, so what is buy now pay later program? Okay, it's very simple. So you actually buy a product, but instead of paying full price, you are paying that price in 4 installments. Okay, it has to be 4 because we are going to talk about this. It's all connected with psychology. Okay, let's take a look at the example. So we want to buy this Apple Pay service or whatever we are buying. Okay, and you can see here that the total cost would be $185.08. Okay, so now you are thinking, okay, either I buy the full $185 or I am going to split this sum, okay, in 4 different payments. Okay, and as you can see here, today we would have to pay 46, and then in 2 weeks 46, 46, 46. Okay, so this is basically the whole concept of buy now pay later. Okay, it's quite self-explanatory. You buy a product and then you pay it in 4 interest free, that's very important, in 4 interest free installments. Okay, now you might think, okay, this is the best deal ever, this is absolutely amazing, why people don't use that? The thing is, they are using it, but this is also at the same time a hidden trap if you are not financially educated. Okay, you are watching this video, which means that there are some chances that you are at least somehow financially educated. Okay, but today we are going to talk about this on a deeper level, and then you are going to see that this buy now pay later program is actually a genius way of taking even more money out of pockets of financially uneducated people. Okay, I'm gonna show you ways how to avoid it and how to stay on the winning side instead of on the losing side. Okay, now I mentioned before, bro, that we need to have 4 interest-free installments in order for this to work. Okay, now you are asking yourself, why exactly 4? Because number 4 appears everywhere in nature, which means that it's familiar to us, and whatever is familiar to us increases the chances of us being manipulated by that. Okay, now what I mean to say is manipulation. Okay, number 4. Okay, so number 4 appears everywhere in nature. Okay, for example, we have 4 main elements. We have water, fire, earth, and air. Okay, then we have 4 seasons. We have, what is this? Spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Compass has 4 sides. It has north, east, south, west. Average family has 4 members: father, mother, and 2 children. Now the moon has 4 different stages or phases or whatever is it called. So you have full moon, then you have half empty moon, then you have empty moon, and then you have again half empty moon. Okay, also the universe has, at least our solar system has 8 planets. Okay, if you don't include Pluto, but those 8 planets are divided into 2 main groups. So you have solid planets, I think that's the way of saying it. You have solid planets, and then you have gas giants. And how many solid planets do we have? 4: Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. And how many gas giants do we have? Also 4, bro. We have Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. You know what I'm saying? So manipulation of number 4 is everywhere, and this is the exactly same structure, bro. 4 interest-free installments, because when you pay the first one and then the second one, you are already on the half, and you are thinking, poof, this is already almost paid, you know, this shit, I don't have to think about it anymore, you know what I'm saying? So it's completely genius strategy to take even more money out of your pocket, okay? Now, why is buy now pay later so popular? Okay, the first reason is because of social media. So what I mean with social media is when you are scrolling through Instagram, because you have Instagram and social media addiction, okay, you are watching all of those influencers who have fucking penthouses in Dubai. They are making online money, 10,000 euros per month, you know, they drive Lamborghinis, they drive Ferraris, they are eating in that Nusser steak restaurant, and then they are fucking shaking hands with Andrew Tate and just chilling and smoking cigars and all that bullshit, okay? You are watching this lifestyle on your social media, and then you want to live that lifestyle as well, okay? Previously, you didn't have the chance to live that lifestyle unless you took the loan, okay? But now you have. Now you can buy all of that shit right now and then pay for that shit later, okay? So now you are thinking, okay, I'm gonna go to the store, I'm gonna buy a Ferrari, I'm gonna buy it now, but I'm gonna pay it later, okay? So now you are enjoying this lifestyle, you are living the social media lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? You are driving a Ferrari, and you are spending all of that unnecessary money that, first of all, you don't have. You are spending the money that you don't have on things that you actually don't need, so that you can make an impression of people that actually don't care about you, because people are individualistic creatures, okay? So they care about themselves and that's it, okay? So now you are in that trap. You bought a Ferrari and you have to pay it now, so you don't have the money to pay it because you bought a fucking Ferrari that you couldn't afford in the first place, and now we have a problem, okay? How to pay that shit back, okay? And this spending habit that you have was fueled by post-COVID habits, okay? Because after the COVID, you can see that the e-commerce was completely booming, online workspace was booming, everything was going online during the COVID, okay? And then it stayed online as well, okay? So those new habits that happened during COVID, bro, especially with spending, okay? More and more people are ordering food. They have deliveries, you know, you have, like in Europe, you have Glovo, you have Volt. In Slovenia, we have e-hrana, which means e-food. Then you have, I don't know, so many fucking companies, okay? And then that's just fueling this spending spree, you know, those, and then social media combined with those habits, it's absolute madness, okay? And additionally, bro, you have also a boom in electronic transactions. I mean that right now we are buying everything either with credit card or we are buying it remotely, okay? We don't buy cash anything anymore, bro. Even when you go to a store, okay, to buy a piece of one loaf of bread, which costs €1, you are going to buy with a credit card. We go to a cafe, we buy a coffee, which costs €3-4, we buy it with a credit card. You know what I'm saying? We don't use cash anymore. And then when we don't see the cash by itself, okay, when we don't feel that cash in our hands, it's way easier to spend that money because we don't see that money, okay? This is the concept called pain of paying, okay? So pain of paying means that when you see an amount of money that you have to pay, okay, when you also see that amount of money with your own eyes, it's gonna be it's gonna be way harder to pay that amount of money in comparison to if you wouldn't see that money at all, okay? What I mean by that is, for example, here I found on my table some fucking perfume, okay? So either I pay €100 perfume in cash, I pay €100 for this perfume in cash, or I use credit card for it. So now think about it, bro. What's gonna hurt less? If you pay this perfume with €100 cash, or with 100 euros credit card. Of course, buying with credit card is gonna hurt you less because you will not see the actual money going out of your pocket and to the hands of the merchant. You know what I'm saying? So this is also another reason why BNPL, buy now pay later, is popular, because you don't see that pain of paying, because a credit card for you is just a piece of plastic that you use to pay, okay? But money is literally paper made. Okay, it's not fully paper, it's also mixed with plastic. So it's basically paper that you use to pay, okay? And then you have to physically take that money out of your pocket and give it to the pocket of the merchant, you know? It's different, bro, it's different, okay? And then BNPL also completely fuels, bro, instant gratification, okay? Because you want to have that product that you saw on social media that was promoted by some influencer living in Dubai, okay? And now you absolutely want to have this perfume, okay? So you cannot afford to pay the whole 100 euro price. So you are going to pay only 25 euros right now, and then 25 euros the next month, and the next month, and the next month, okay? So you are now instantly gratified because you have this perfume for theoretically only 25 euros. But we are going to see later that this is absolutely not the case, okay? So when you are combining everything together, when you combine social media with post-COVID spending habits and electronic transactions, okay? And then when you use all of these, because you don't feel the pain of paying and you feel the instant gratification, okay? When you combine all of this with financial illiteracy that 99% of people have nowadays, this is a recipe for disaster, okay? You get a whole lot of mess, you have a whole lot of shit on your head right now, okay? This is a disaster. So now you might be wondering, okay, Yasha, what can I do? So we are going to talk about those things later, but because I want to quickly explain you how those companies actually make money, and then I'm gonna show you ways of combat that very simply, okay? So how are those companies making money is basically they are using, or shall I say, they are exploiting overconsumption by 18 to 24 years old teenagers, okay? Because we are within that group, bro. I'm 24, you are probably 22 or 20 or 19 or whatever. How old are you? Probably between 18 and 24 as well. So they are exploiting our social media, our lifestyle, so to say, to overconsume whatever we are consuming, okay? So if you consume content because you have content addiction, that means, bro, they are just going to spam more and more and more of that content to you, okay? And the more content you see, the higher there are the chances that you are going to buy something that you don't necessarily need, okay? For example, let's go back to this perfume, okay? So this is a female perfume. I'm not gay, bro, don't worry. I'm also not alone, okay? So either I buy this perfume for one girl, okay? Or I don't buy it at all, because she already has tens of thousands of perfumes, okay? So that woman is gonna look in the social media, and then she's gonna look that perfume, and then she's going to overconsume it and buy it, okay? Because she saw it on social media by some fucking influencer, okay? And then also, buy now pay later makes you feel that you are actually spending less, because as we said, bro, on the first example, we have to pay this product that costs $185. We actually have to pay right now $46, okay? So then you are comparing those numbers. So either I pay 185 or I'm paying 46. So 46 of course seems less, okay? But you are not aware of the fact that those $46 are divided into 4 different months, you know what I'm saying? So you are actually spending the same amount of money, but your feeling is that you are spending less. So this is where the trap comes, bro. And then additionally, all of those companies, of course, are gonna charge you some sort of the fees, either to you or to the merchant. So they are making money anyway, but the main source of income for those financial companies are late fees, okay? Because, bro, let me tell you something. 1/3 of the people that are spending money online, especially with financing programs like buy now, pay later, are late on their payments, bro. 1/3 of the people. So, for example, 30% of the people are not going to pay those installments on time, which means they are going to have to pay late fees again. And then suddenly, bro, because of that, you have 30% of the chance that suddenly that product that costs $185 is gonna suddenly cost 200. So you are suddenly paying 15 euros more as in comparison to if you would just pay it cash. You know what I'm saying? So suddenly you are not spending less money as you first thought. Suddenly you are spending more money than you thought. So this is where the power comes from, bro. This is the main source of income for those financial companies, because they are exploiting those overconsumption habits to spend more and more and more and more, whilst thinking that those people are actually spending less, but in reality, because of late fees, they are actually spending more. Okay, and then of course, when you buy a product, they are going to sell your purchase data to marketing companies, for example Meta, which are just gonna spam your feed with similar content and similar products, so that you can spend more and more and more and more and more. Okay, for example, if I like cars, I'm gonna buy car products, and then suddenly everyone is gonna start spamming me car products on YouTube, on social media, everywhere, bro, every fucking where. Okay, so your data is being sold to someone else. And then additionally, bro, how those companies are making money is by selling loans to bigger banks. Okay, so what I mean by that is, this is something that I was also doing in a bank. I was in guarantee department, but I was doing also reissuance of guarantees. Okay, what does that mean, bro? This is very interesting concept that first I didn't want to waste time with, but but we are going to describe this as well. Okay, so let me add additional site. Okay, so basically, bro, what is selling loans? Okay, for example, this is Klarna. Okay, they are they are buy now pay later company. Okay, and what they do, okay, is the following. So here they have all of those loans, or should I say outstanding amounts of the products that they still have to receive the money for. Okay, so for example, you bought this perfume here, okay, and you bought it for 100 euros, but you paid 25 euros for it. Okay, so Klarna already received 25 euros. So if we divide this amount of 100 euros to 4 pieces, so Klarna already received this amount. Okay, but now suddenly, bro, you are having late fees. Okay, so you are not paying the installments, so you have late fees. So what Klarna does, in order to not lose money with that transaction, because they are risking that you don't pay back, because what if you don't have any money left, and at the same time you still have to pay those 75 euros back. Okay, but if you don't have money, then they actually have a loss of 75 euros. So what they are actually gonna do, they are going to sell those remaining 75 euros to a bank. Okay, and then this bank, bro, is suddenly going to have those 75 euros in their own portfolio. Okay, so those are 75 euros that you still have to pay back. Okay, but at the same time, bro, this bank is gonna charge Klarna a fee, because now the bank has the risk. Okay, so bank is gonna say, okay, we are going to take those 75 euros that are remaining from Yasha, we are going to take that, we are going to take the risk, but at the same time you are going to pay us, let's say 20 euros per year, because we are having this risk now. Okay, so this is basically how they make money. They stack all of those remaining installments into one loan. Okay, and then they just sell that to the bank, and then they are paying those fees to the bank. Okay, because the bank now has the risk. It's that fucking simple, bro. I was doing this on daily basis for at least 1.5 years when I was working in a bank before I quit my job, okay? This is exactly what I was doing, bro. So it's a genius strategy to shift the risk for a cheap amount of money, okay, for a cheap price. It's absolutely genius. So now, bro, what can you do finally to avoid this buy now, pay later trap, okay? It's very simple, bro. The first thing that you have to have in mind is don't buy a product if you cannot pay it twice, okay? What I mean by that is this perfume costs 100 euros. If I cannot have right now on my bank account 200 euros, or if I cannot make 200 euros in the next 24 hours, I should not buy this product. Why? Because I cannot buy it twice, okay? For example, the last big purchase that I did was probably my holidays, okay? They were my plane ticket to Slovenia, which cost me around 140 euros. And at that time, I had around 1000 euros on my bank account, so I could easily buy this plane ticket because I had enough money on my bank account, okay? Same with me quitting my job. So I only have quit my job when I could afford to live without any income for at least 1 year. And as you know, bro, I can live with my savings for around 3 years, which is more than enough for me to quit my job and then just focus on my business. It's that simple, you know? So keep also that in mind. If you cannot buy it twice, don't pay for it. Same with the cars, bro. If you want to buy a Lamborghini, which costs, let's say, 250,000 euros, if you don't have 500,000 euros in your bank account, don't fucking buy it. It's that simple, okay? Additionally, if you have to finance something, finance only big purchases. With that, I mean finance only fridge, I don't know, fucking oven, let's say television, finance your car, finance your house. You know what I'm saying? Finance only big purchases. Don't finance this fucking perfume. Why? Because of the following thing, okay? This is going to cause loan stacking, okay? What does that mean is that this is gonna cost me 25 euros per month, okay? Then here I have AirPods. AirPods are gonna cost me, let's say if they cost 200 euros, they're going to cost me additional 50 euros per month in 4 installments, okay? So that's already 75 euros per month. Then here I have glasses. They cost also 400 euros, so that's additional 100 euros per month. So we are already on 175 euros. For those 3 things, okay? It doesn't sound a lot, 175 euros doesn't sound a lot, but when you are thinking about 30% rule, that's gonna cost you a lot, okay? So what I mean with 30% rule, bro, is the following, okay? I explained that in my previous videos. You can watch them, all of them here in the card right now on the top. But what I mean with 30% rule is that you basically divide your income into 3 parts, okay? The 1/3 is gonna be your investments. The second third is gonna be your rent, and then the last third is gonna be your food and other costs, okay? So we already have 175 euros that we have to pay on a monthly basis for perfume, for AirPods, and for the glasses, okay? Now the problem happens with my 1,600 euros salary that I had when I was working in the bank. That means that 500 euros goes to the investments, 500 euros goes to the bank, and then let's say that for me and someone else, you know, like the costs for the food for 2 person is gonna be, let's say, another 300, okay? So right now I am already on 1,300 euros, okay? And then that means that I have only 300 euros left, but then you have to consider the dates, you have to consider the plane tickets, plus payments for those 3 products. So I'm actually financially fucked, okay? Now that's why we are using 30% rule to avoid loan stacking, because If I don't have money on my bank account because all my money is invested due to 30% of the rule, okay, due to 30% rule, then I will not buy all of this shit, you know, because I know that deep down, if I cannot pay it twice, I will not buy it. So I will avoid loan stacking because, bro, let me tell you something that is really sad, okay? So 60% of the people that are using buy now pay later program or any other loans, okay, they for sure have additional loan on that, okay? So 60% of the people that are using financing have already at least one loan, one fucking loan, okay? So that means, bro, 60% of the people have at least two loans to their name right now. And then when you are stacking all of those loans, it causes just an internal trap, bro, because it's 100 times harder to get out of the loans rather than to get into the loans. You know what I'm saying? So be smart with the money, bro. Money is something that is only to you, bro. It's very hard to make money, especially when you are quitting your job, when you don't have income coming inside, you know, to your bank account. It's very hard, bro. It's a pain in the ass. So that's why I value the money. And also keep the following thing in mind, bro. They will exploit you to make even more money, okay? Even though buy now, pay later program sounds amazing because you are paying for this Apple service, you are paying 46 euros instead of 185. It sounds amazing, but bro, look, those are the reasons how they are making more money because of you, bro. They are exploiting you, they are exploiting your overconsumption and your social media addiction to profit from you even more, okay? Because they will just start selling more and more and more and more and more, and then suddenly you are going to have 175 euros per month for all of those three products. And then what are you gonna do, bro? What the fuck are you gonna do? You will stop investing so that you can use that investment money for your food and for those loans. And then you are going to suddenly start investing. Instead of 500, you are going to start investing 300, 200, or even zero fucking money, okay? Okay. Now, if you want to double your income while reducing the risk and also use other people's money to make your own money while being independent from all of those stock market crashes and everything, bro, then click the first link in the description. It's gonna take you to my website right now here. And then you can click here on the start and book a free meeting with me where I'm gonna show you the very same strategies that I used to accumulate enough money to be able to quit my work and then focus on my own business. So now, bro, you know what to do. Do the hard work and see you on top of the world.